Civis pacem.
Hello and welcome back again here at Tribun to another revision, this one being called The Golden Cage. And to all of those new to the channel, Tribun is a tactical board game where you have little towers and these stacks of pieces we call units. They move differently depending on their height. And so it's rather interesting to see how they all interact. Once you take pieces down from them, they change how they move, and sometimes that's really bad, so you would prefer a bigger unit. And so that's all fun. And let's get into the game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn on the music by Darren Curtis.
Like in the real battle, you need the heavy ordnance.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna lock a coin here.
But nowadays it seems that
Ugh.
it's far enough to have a drone to wreck a tank. Well, okay. This is interesting. What a start. I mean, an Equus is not that rare, but on this spot,
It's kind of ugly, in like every respect, I think. Because this does not accomplish anything, right?
but maybe your Tribune likes horses.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't know. This really seems like a stupid move.
What is it about the music? Is it?
I think that's really funny. I clicked the button when you swapped the mode, and I think they happened in parallel.
Yeah, and then
got screwed up. Anyhow, so now
Tabletop
we're
Simulator
in,
was a little overworked. By the way, if you have the Tabletop Simulator, go down to the description, download the content. It's for free and you can play. Meet us online on the Discord server and engage into a battle. Yeah, straightforward. I mean, you give me the center, I take the center, right?
Yeah, but I can fortify everything. Like, you're not gonna get through there. Defend it with 11 points of material.
This is just development, my friend. And there's the second big dude.
That's so weird. It's like we're swapping sides again. Now,
Heard you saying that some episodes ago.
Yeah. Kind of funny. How...
Whoa, now. That's an interesting first question. I mean, here the Equus is the rider riding the diagonals, and, well, I'm attacking your one, but if you take, you kind of help me developing, because the rear units here, they are hard to bring to the real battle, and that's probably why I went for this approach. There are so many possibilities, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, and I drop back, protect my Equus. Now, you shouldn't take this because it's defended.
And you can open up at any point by a combination, let's say, and then with some momentum ahead. But let's see. Whoa, that's unprotected.
Yeah, that is indeed a problem. Now, this is really bad because this is like the first thing you need to look at. This one defends the escape, but both of them attack. And because you can only take one thing at a time, you now have to move this somewhere else, but the only open hexagon is protected, so that's an issue. And so now I will probably do something like this, yes. It opens up this hexagon,
Yeah,
and it also attacks.
Yeah, and that's a massive point, yeah. I have no possibility of getting a double attack. Let's say something like that. And taking away this space. If only I had one piece more. then it would be one of the 2 high units, the Hestetus, and I would cover this field and it would be game over, but I have 6 pieces, usually enough, but not in this case.
Actually, I was thinking about this, which forces me to go here, and then you have to think through what would happen if you would take here.
Wow.
You lose 5 pieces, and I suppose it doesn't work, but this is like the sort of stuff you have to go through,
Yeah.
which makes this very difficult to like kind of predict.
That would be a bold sacrifice. I didn't even it didn't even cross my mind to calculate that. I would agree it doesn't work in this case, but it's interesting.
You should always keep on the lookout because, like, let's say this would not be here, all of a sudden this would be absolutely
Absolutely
devastating.
possible.
So
Yeah.
so you should always be on the lookout for such tactics.
So in that case, yeah, I withdraw. Haven't made my point, taken 3 pieces, and I'm still in the vicinity.
And I now try to accelerate my movement.
Yep. Understandable. Yeah, but I don't let you off the hook. So, see, you can... Whatever, yeah, okay. Fair enough. You attack.
This is my target.
But now the diagonal is free and I can make use of it. Here comes the Equus again, and suddenly you are pointing nowhere. And that's the interesting part of Tribun. I mean, you could, however, maybe split in 3 Hesteri to form the triangle blockade. But you opted for this approach, and I can fully understand you, and you just wanted to get rid of all other threatens threatenings from my side so that you can develop on your own, right?
Yeah, also this is kind of a bad defense against this threat, but I have support from 2 units. I just have to make sure that these 2 always keep an eye on that hexagon, otherwise I'm toast. Because it's gonna come in, maybe not immediately a loss, but definitely annoying.
Interesting.
And you do that.
Yeah, just
which-
bully you around.
You know, this does not hang, which is
Yeah.
important.
That's the important part of this archer. Interesting skewer. And a fork, by the way.
A forking skewer, a fure? A skjork?
Skjork.
That's the kind of questions you ponder when playing this
Skjork?
game. Anyhow,
Seems
so
like the sound a hamster would make if you... Skjork? Don't
perhaps,
do it.
yeah.
Please don't do it. We love hamsters.
We don't condone
do.
animal cruelty here, but you know, just for curiosity's sake. Anyhow, so you get out of the way,
Yeah, but
and
you are doing at least something, and I have to react. And what I now would try to accomplish is to lock you away on this side of the board so that your ballista just runs nowhere. Yeah,
I
well,
honestly, I don't think I'm personally looking at this right now. I really like how this looks. Because you
Yeah.
have this, but you also have this,
crisscrossing, yeah.
which is neat. This isn't defended. I don't think I played that though.
Nope.
Something similar.
Yeah, but not that powerful.
I mean, the intention still is here. You want to do this.
Yeah, that's interesting. I cannot take. If I take 2, then it's a 4 high unit, and the 4 high unit would crush my my Tribune.
Yeah, which is funny. This is kind of right now. This is okay, but once you take, it's deadly. So, which is one of the things we told you about in the beginning.
Yeah, the game mechanics of Tribun is awesome.
And also, if that was the position, I could now take like this.
Nah, not really.
Oh yeah, I
Because I would
thought
take
you
entirely.
took here you can take like this.
Yep.
But you can also take with that. So that would be a very bad move, actually.
The interesting part is, while we are making a video, both of us fall into these pits of yeah, just miscalculating and so, but usually when we are doing our game, we're quite sensible.
Yeah, because, you know, if you mess up in the game, you kind of lose. And right now, it's not that
Yeah.
important, right? Like,
Yeah.
not that we don't make any effort, but...
Yeah, see, now it happens what I tried to express. I'm now trying to lock you away and still focus on the center line. Because my target is your Tribune, right? And you empty it out, so I cannot go anywhere on this lane, because the golden circles are just for attacking purposes. If there is no opposing force, then you cannot take the spot. This is why you boldly marched ahead.
This was such a terrible move. Because, like, let's say I can make this move, for example. There's nothing. Like...
Yeah. And
I don't
I don't
quite get
know,
why I...
because you step ahead and I take 4 pieces, right?
That's kind of weird, though.
We could,
Well,
I mean,
sucks to suck.
I forgot about this game, I have to admit. It's hard to find another one. Okay,
And, you know,
so...
sometimes it happens. And you know, you have to be good at fighting back from such positions as well. You should, of course, not get yourself into such positions, but if you are already committed to this, then you should do this, or do this. Or anything else, really, that gives you a chance of winning. Which I'm still a great fan of this. I gotta tell you.
We will see.
Yep.
Press a button.
Yep. This is also very neat because it targets these two things.
But the side wasn't the lucky one for you so far.
Yeah, but you know, nice.
I press it on! You don't care. Okay, now you pile up the pressure here. What that?
When I hang it.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Should we take another game? This is ridiculous.
Well, I mean, let's look through it.
That was
The
obviously
ending is
not...
kind of interesting, though. The ending is interesting.
Okay.
Because now that we're looking here, it is a very quick end game. Let's put it like that. Because I quite literally misplayed this mid-game part, but and you beautifully convert. I mean, you want to go here and here. Well, not right now, but
Yeah, and on the second hand, if you move this one, I can open up like that.
Yeah.
And or like that. Numerous options, and this is some kind of hidden attack.
Yeah. For example, one interesting way would if that went here, you could even
re-attack with 4.
like this, and you have this and this. For example. But let's see what what you did, right? Oh no, it's my turn. Well, this is very reasonable. You want to combine up.
Yeah.
And you want to attack.
I want to attack.
Sounds straightforward.
Another form of clearing the view. Yeah, but you keep an eye on this, dude.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, and at the same time blocking your way. You won't make it through. You have to bulldoze through the middle, and this way you lose at least some material and the force will be gone. But I have to admit, you play it rather sensible now. It's not that easy.
Yeah, so you kind of try to march forward, which is very doable. You have a very strong defense in this one.
And interesting, you can now come here or there, but you would lose the entire unit.
Yeah, we would trade in both cases.
In both cases, it would be kind of a trade. Kind of. Because you would lose some more material, so you switch sides, trying to make use of this long file.
Which wouldn't work, I think.
Yeah, but you have to do something, and you try.
That's actually very close to death. Come to think of it. I have to combine.
Yeah.
And I probably knew this, but then I have this opportunity. And combine again. Oh, I don't. Interesting.
Not that
I mean,
fast.
I'm not in a rush to combine, really.
But I
So
could,
I
for example, come here, skewer those two. I mean, every trade from now on would benefit me. I'm 9 points
Probably.
material up. Instead, I'm still blocking you. Yeah.
And I
Oh,
take.
what?
That's
Repair?
very interesting in fact. I'm just going to undo this.
Yeah.
The ballista took here
You
and
took here.
remove one piece. And the idea is if you take, you have to take two, because if you take one, you take another one.
But if you take
and-
two,
And
then
then
it's an equus, and an equus attacks. So I cannot really take.
yeah,
So I'm returning the favor of misplaying the position. That was not so clever. But here comes the skewer described before. But you can easily now zigzag into my position. I don't know. And you're already quite close. And you're cutting me off. But I'm one step ahead. One step ahead. And here comes prepared, here comes the Centurion. Yeah, that's the problem with the tabletop simulator all the time, but okay. And I'm trying
let's
to go.
see. You attack me, and now I'm just going to move somewhere where I can move, and you attack me again, which I move out of the way. Now I'm currently trying to land this spot. That's like the whole idea here. Which is not really possible because of this, but you know, you can hope. By the way, these two hexagons are the only hexagons that I could move on to get here, and this one. So my current plan is to take this one, move here, win.
So what could I do? Whoa!
Okay. Very interesting.
A little distracting. I could, for example, combine here maybe. Securing this and forming another attack, and somehow I have to return this one. 6 pieces doing nothing at the time now. Whoa, there it is. See, 4 pieces here, 2 pieces here, and here's another ballista. And basically the status moved from one spot to another.
So perhaps I should have tried to get to this side. Because now this is basically rock solid against a Centuria. But I tried.
You try to stick.
Yeah, I tried to stick around, but I think that was not great. Now I should probably go here.
Whoa!
That's kind of bold.
Dude, that's bold, yeah. But see, I was clearly in trouble. You see, my time consumption is much higher than yours. And in case a Centuria steps closer and even closer, you will feel the pressure. And by all means, you definitely had the chance that I misplay this in one or another way. But jumping here seals the deal, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm attacking and I'm taking away this field. You cannot move to the red spots. Let's check it out. The first one is defended by this one. The second one here is defended by this. Yeah, this one is also defending here, and this one is it's very complicated, and for a beginner rather hard to fetch.
Then we have this.
Yeah, this is taken away by this one here,
This.
and this one by the
That's
ballista.
the last spot.
And the golden rings are not allowed because you can go there with a Centuria just in case there is an opposing unit.
Yeah.
But interesting, and quite a nice comeback from this situation. And you granted me the victory.
Yeah, because in this game you don't lose because you're stuck. You lose when you get taken, and that's what happened.
That's old-fashioned Tribun.
Exactly.
Yeah, a rather quick one. It was from, I guess, November 2024. So it's been a while. But okay. This is what we find when we are scrutinizing through our chest of treasures. Welcome back on the Goodbye Stream. So yeah, thanks for you all watching, and if you liked, then please give us a like and subscribe for further actions every Friday 18 CET with Max and me, Carsten, here for you to present the most amazing situations on a board ever seen. So far so good. See you soon.
On Tribun.